This is one of my biggest financial planning fails, the kind where clients completely ignored every piece of advice, made emotional decisions, and set themselves up for a disaster just waiting to happen. And this was destined to fail, and here's why. Let's call them Jim and Sam. Jim is in his early 60s. He's a blue-collar guy who's worked hard his whole life. He's ready to retire, like today. Sam, she's more cautious and wants to make sure that everything's set up properly and that they can actually do it. But right from the start, I can tell that Jim's just not interested in this process. He's sitting there, arms crossed, waiting for me to finish talking as I go through my usual stuff. Like, when do you want to retire? Obviously today. How much do you have? Well, they had about $300,000 and an annuity that just really wasn't that great. And how much are you spending? Well, frankly, they were spending too much. So I have to run the numbers and I have to be honest with them. This isn't looking good. They either need to work a few more years or be very careful with their spending. And not only that, but Jim is a sole income. So if he passes away first, Sam's income drops dramatically. Then they go home and they think about it. And then the next meeting comes and bam, Jim tells me he's officially retired. I'm sitting there like, okay, that's not great, but we might be able to make it work if we're careful. Then he drops another bombshell. They're already starting to take Social Security for the both of them. And this is where I want to slam my head on the desk. See, taking Social Security too early means Jim is locking in a lower payout for the rest of his life and his wife's life. This is a massive mistake because the widow's penalty, meaning that when one spouse passes away, the surviving spouse only receives a higher of the two Social Security benefits and the other one is just gone entirely. This has a significant impact on the surviving spouse's financial security if not planned for properly. So a few months go by and then I get a call. They want to cash out nearly everything, leaving only about $100,000. At this point, I'm thinking this plan is doomed. I asked them, what's the money for? And get this. They want to buy a brand new RV and a mobile home for Sam's parents. Two depreciating assets, no budget, no strategy, no conversation, just we have the money, so why not? It's their life, go ahead. This financial plan was a failure. But not because the numbers were wrong, but because they made short-term decisions without thinking about the long-term impact. And honestly, I take responsibility for part of that. I never really connected with Jim. He was a no-nonsense blue-collar guy. He didn't want to be told what to do, which made it difficult to guide him in the right direction. I should have spent more time understanding his mindset and finding a way to communicate in a way that he would respect and engage with. But eventually I moved firms and I haven't spoken with them since. And I did truly care, and I tried to help. But I can't care more than my clients. Some people simply aren't ready to hear what they need to, and at the end of the day, it's their financial future at stake. So what's the takeaway? Financial planning only works if you actually follow a plan and think ahead. Retirement isn't just about today. It's about making sure your future self and your spouse are secure. Because the goal is to have you retire with clarity and confidence, and not just for today, but for tomorrow too.